Hello! Thank you for watching today's Proxy Avoidance Protection demo from Sangfor Technologies. Protection from proxies is achieved using Sangfor NGAF, working with Sangfor CloudBased Endpoint Secure to block proxies and VPN software running on endpoints. Today we will demonstrate how NGAF integrates with CloudBased Endpoint Secure and how to create and enforce security policies to block proxies or proxy avoidance tools. Let's take a look at the topology. As you can see, we usually deploy NGAF at the edge of the network, directly using Endpoint Secure Manager, deployed on Sangfor Platform X, to install Endpoint Secure Agent on the endpoints. Using Cloud-based Endpoint Secure Manager reduces IT administrators' operation and maintenance workload. Now, let's take a look at the risks to an organization from Proxy Tools and how these proxy tools work together. Proxy agents commonly open an enterprise up to several risks. First, it allows users to bypass the network security perimeter undetected. Second, proxies allow entry of malicious content like viruses, phishing, ransomware, spyware, and crypto miners, undetected access to the internal network, and often lead to data theft. Number 3, proxies enable bandwidth abuse and corporate compliance violations. Internet bandwidth is expensive, and unauthorized use can drain bandwidth from business-critical applications like e-commerce. Let's explore how proxy tools work. Some proxy tools allow for anonymous use without the need for a registered account or password. You can see that this proxy tool automatically opens a web page, displaying your current IP address. This IP address indicates where traffic passes through the remote proxy server, not the actual user IP address. First, if you want to use Endpoint Secure in the cloud, you must check if Cloud-based Endpoint Secure service is available and you are successfully subscribed. We first check the validity of the Cloud Endpoint Secure service. If you see the Cloud Endpoint Secure service in the subscription and the authorization has not expired, it means that the Cloud Endpoint Secure service is available and you can configure it now. Next, configure the access policies and password for the connected NGAF device and input the region where the device is located. In order to improve the security of device access, Endpoint Secure does not allow other devices access by default. You must temporarily enable NGAF device access to Platform X and Cloud Endpoint Secure. Now that the device access permissions have been enabled on Endpoint Secure, it's time to configure NGAF. First, we configure NGAF by connecting it to Platform X and Cloud Endpoint Secure. At this point, you'll only need your company ID, device name, and the access policy we just configured. After NGAF is connected to Platform X and Cloud Endpoint Secure, you can see the number of online hosts and the connection status. The next step is to configure the anti-proxy policy. The Endpoint Application Control Policy configuration and Application Control Policies are located on the same page. Here, we choose to configure the Endpoint Application Control Policy by selecting the corresponding source IP and the application we want to block. The Endpoint Secure policy is now configured. Now we verify the effectiveness of the anti-proxy policy. We can see that after the anti-proxy policy was pushed to the protection agent, the proxy tool that was running was automatically closed. Next, we will manually run the proxy tool. We can see that the proxy tool was blocked by Endpoint Secure and can't start. Here, Endpoint Secure has issued a pop-up warning box to indicate that the proxy tool has been shut down. Finally, let's take a look at the Endpoint Secure Log. The Endpoint Secure Manager keeps logs of blocked proxy tools, which Endpoint Secure then forwards to NGAF. On NGAF, you can see the host process reported by the Endpoint Secure agent and logs of all running and blocked proxy tools. Thank you for joining us today to discover how Sangfor NGAF and Endpoint Secure work together to protect enterprise networks from the risk of proxies. Contact Sangfor for more information and let Sangfor make your IT simpler, more secure, and valuable.